So in my discovery of the regular expressions, up next is asterisk, which stands for 0 or more times or repetitions of something, and plus sign, 1 or more times or repetitions of something. That something could be a previous character or a group of characters if they are enclosed in parentheses. Let's try to use at least a few of them as an example here. So let's just jump back to my previous code. I have a file, source code, some text containing the URLs and phone numbers, and let's just first attack the URLs. Now, URLs are starting with HTTP or HTTPS. How to match if there's this discrepancy between those? I can go in my compiling of my expression, I can say for regular expressions, I'm going to use HTTP S followed by question mark. Well, that means optional 0, 1 repetitions. So that means that the S is an option here. It should match on both HTTP and HTTPS because S is an optional, followed by those characters. And I'm going to make it a group in a moment. So let's just see if it works at all. So it should match on HTTP and HTTPS colon //. If I run the code here, it surely matches on both HTTP and HTTPS colon //. Cool. I'm going to now make it a group. So if I enclose that portion of URL into parentheses, that forms a group number 1, which I'm going to refer to later. What follows is an optional www dot. So I will create a group number 2, parentheses, inside which I'm going to have www, and I need to escape my literal character. So what I'm matching is not just the any character in the regular expression, which that dot stands for. I'm matching on the actual dot. That's the second group. What follows, so that's group number 2. I'm going to create a group number 3, which will be domain name. Example, Google University. I'm going to open parentheses, create another group, which has a word character repeated 1 or more times, followed by literal dots, which I need to escape with the backslash. So that is an actual dot here. Fourth group will contain com, edu, or com here, which is the suffix. So I'm going to create another group, followed by word character repeated 1 or more times. So this should match on all 3. So from out of this text, we should extract just the URLs. Let's see if that worked. Save it, clear the screen, and run the code. It didn't match on one of them. Why did it not match on one of them? That is an easy fix. My www dot here is an optional thing. So what I should have said here is that my second group, which is www followed by dot, is an option. So optional means question mark here in the regular expression. Let's run it again. Now it matches on all 3 of them. Now the last thing I want to do, I want to display maybe just the HTTP portion, and I want to skip, let's just say, this second optional group. What I want to display just HTTP, domain name, and suffix. Okay, how would I do that? If I display just group number 1, that will be HTTP or HTTPS colon //. Let's see that. That's group number 1. Let's display group number 1 and see what happens. Yeah, that's it. If I were to display group number 2, which is optional, let's see what happens. So let's save this. Second set of parentheses is group number 2, right here. It's an optional group. Let's see what happens. Okay. So if there is www, it returns it. If it doesn't have www, like here, returns none. So this is a certain thing that is gonna hit me when I try to display that. I want to skip group number 2. I want to display HTTP stuff and the domain name and the suffix instead, because this one is none. It's gonna break my code here. So I don't want to display that group. And 3, group number 3, what is it? That's a third set of parentheses. That's a domain name with a dot. If I do that, save the file. So I'm going to move that, because we say .com, .edu, I'm going to move that dot to the last group, the fourth group. In my code, I'm going to move that dot, so remove from the third group and add this to the fourth group, dots. And word character repeated one more time. So that should be .com, .edu in this particular context. Should have done this from the very beginning, but fine. So now I have just the name of the domain. That's better. And if I display the fourth group, and save my code, run it again, yes, it displays the suffix. So now I can create something like this. I will create in that loop URL variable, and I'm gonna concatenate or combine group number 1, not group number 2 because it's an option in the second example there. This one is missing, and group number 3 and 4. So 1, 3, and 4. How do I do that? Well, my hit is, we just displayed that. Group number 1, I want to display, store this in a variable URL. I'm going to add, because it's a string, I'm going to add group number 3 to it, store it, and add group number 4, which we just displayed, which is the suffix, dot suffix. And here, instead of displaying hits, I am going to display just URL. Clear Python. How cool is that? Next, I'm going to tackle the phone numbers using those quantifiers, but since this one is already past 5 minutes, I'm going to do this in the next video.